Alright, what's good everyone? My name is Senpai. Welcome to, I guess, Senpai FGC and Ginger Senpai at the same time. This video is going to be uploaded on both channels respectively. And to kind of put it as directly as possible, there's going to be a reconjoining of the two channels into one, or I guess the content, I guess you could say. I don't know how to explain this. I didn't really set up a script or topics I wanted to hit, but the overall message here is that Senpai FGC will not be getting any more uploads for fighting game content. All that fighting game content will be going onto the main channel, Ginger Senpai, and that's because as it stands right now, I'm kind of experiencing burnout. I never thought it would actually get to a point like this, where I'm just kind of in a dry period and I don't exactly feel like posting content. I'm trying to fight my way through it as best as I can, but it's rough. And especially with the schedule that I have now, I'm kind of feeling the less and less free time because I recently switched to day shift and I don't have as much time to work on videos. So, uploading a collective of 6 videos a week is actually pretty demanding, believe it or not. Especially when I really want to make as good and as quality videos as I can, and the channels have not necessarily been reflecting that recently. It's been a lot of VOD style videos on Ginger Senpai, which is not what I want to do. Obviously I'm doing this in part because I want to get that stuff out of the way, sure, but I want the time to work on things like Sea of Thieves or whatever. I haven't had any motivation to get to that and finish that off at all, really. I haven't worked on it at all. Like, I took a day for myself originally when I thought I was going to start working on it, and I haven't worked on it since, and it's been a couple of weeks since I've actually gotten around to it. I just haven't had the time nor the motivation to actually kind of put in the work that I want to, which is very sad because I want to make good content. And I've talked about this on actually a recording I had for The Last of Us Part 2, which eventually will be getting a retrospective on Crouch Block, which is another channel I have, which will now be considered my second channel, right? Because, as I said, the FGC content is going to be on the main channel. As far as schedule is concerned, instead of 3 FGC type uploads, I'm going to do 2. So I think what I'm going to shoot for is Tuesday and Friday are the fighting game uploads, while everything remains the same. So you got Monday, Thursday, and Saturday for your main content. Wednesday, still no uploads. I, gotta take at least one day for myself. And that might shift around in the future as well. Obviously, if you guys don't already know, I went from night shift to day shift recently, and I'm very much considering, if not already confirmed, going to go back because I'm feeling the lack of free time right now. Whereas I thought I might have a little bit more, a little bit more in the daytime, but I'm working a lot more overtime than I normally would, and that's not what I wanted, right? I wanted the free time to, in part, be able to work on these things. One of the things I actually moved to day shift for was because I wasn't feeling awake at all on night shift, and it was kind of getting to a point where it's brutal. But I thought as well that I would have more time to work on these things, and during the weekend, when I actually have days off, I actually feel it. I feel that I have that free time, but during the week, no. I pretty much get home at 5 p.m., have dinner. It's more or less 5:30, 5:40 by that time I'm done having dinner. And, I only have a couple hours before I actually have to head off to bed and start it all over again. And if I'm working 5 or 6 days a week, it goes by really quick, and I don't have a lot of time for myself. And when I do have that time for myself, I want to just kind of unwind. I don't necessarily want to work on videos. So that's also in part what's been reflecting the not so good quality of the uploads that have been going up. It's, as I said, just been mostly VOD stuff, and FGC, and it still, even with minimal editing, would take its time, and I couldn't really afford to spend the time to work on a better quality video, because within not that long of editing the video, I'd already be burnt out because I was just beat from the week. So yeah, this has kind of become a long-winded video, just kind of catching you guys up. It became less of a FGC related video, but a general update is fine as well. It's serviceable, it does the job. But yeah, as I said prior, you guys are going to be getting uploads for FGC type stuff just on the main channel. That doesn't mean I'm going to delete this channel, because one day this channel may come in clutch and I might start uploading. The main thing I could see myself coming back to this channel to upload for would be is if I was making a living off of YouTube and or Twitch, if not both. Well, I said and or. And then I could see, if it was a case of like, oh, hey, if, the community I would have wanted the separation of content, like if you guys just wanted FGC stuff on a specific channel and all the other stuff to be on Ginger Senpai again, hashtag one day, that'd be fine. But, with working and just being exhausted, I don't necessarily have the time for that. And freeing up even just one day, I would hope would be enough to like help me get going. I'm trying to fight through this burnout. As I said, I'm kind of experiencing a dry period. Like, I have ideas, but actually getting around to them and putting in the work to actually make them happen has been so tough. It's been a struggle. Like, I have like fucking pages and pages of notes of ideas for videos or things to work on or podcasts or whatever. Like, I have a quantum fuck ton of stuff, right? And even now I'm still writing more stuff and getting more ideas, but actually getting the energy to work on it has been such a struggle, especially for something like Sea of Thieves, because actually a little dirty, not dirty secret is that the last episode was supposed to be the finale, but I was so exhausted by that point of the end of the video that I'm just like, alright, this is at least 5 minutes, I'm going to upload this, and then I'll just start working on the other part. And I wanted to save this talk for another video as well, but I don't think I'm going to do anything like Sea of Thieves, and have been editing and working on that for at least a while. I don't want to say ever, because there may be a day where it's just I feel like editing like this again. I want to make this more dramatic and have these videos reflect or tell a story. And as entertaining as Sea of Thieves can be, it's rough to get it to tell the story you want to, because even the footage I've been using for Sea of Thieves, for the wildest adventure, craziest adventure, or whatever I titled it, that was like a 2-hour recording session. And normally a 2-hour recording session wouldn't be that bad for me to go through, but it's got to tell a story. I can't just take a clip from the beginning of the video, like 15 minutes into the footage, and then take another clip 45 minutes into the footage and then just cut those together. There's a certain lead up that I want everyone to understand how we got there. I want to be able to tell that story properly of like how one thing led to another, and that's kind of in part why it's being broken into these 5-minute or however long chunks for these specific videos. These videos are somewhat taxing to make, especially when I want to make one better than the other. Like, I feel like part 4 was potentially my best upload of that series yet. And it's kind of daunting of a task to gear myself up to that mindset, to want to be in that state or not to want to be in that state, but to be in that state. Because if I tried to edit it now, I wouldn't, the gears just wouldn't be turning the same, and I don't want to like half-heartedly edit the finale and just have it just be a piece of shit essentially. Like there's some really good chunks in that footage or that recording session that I want to be showcased and have it be showcased well. And that's kind of why I edited it how I did and why it's every part is taking so long. And it's not that I couldn't just burn it out in a day, but I would just be killing myself for that one day. So I kind of spread it into, edit a little bit here for like a couple hours one day, a couple hours another day, or whatever. And it can be very tedious because there are chunks in that game where nothing is happening at the time. At some points you're just sailing, and it's just like, okay, how can I make plain old sailing interesting, right? Nothing's being really said too much, or maybe nothing of interest, and still, once again, rolling back to telling that story of like how we got to this point, right? And it all just boils down to time, right? I don't have that much time. I honestly thought this would be like a lot shorter of a video, and there's so much more that I want to talk about, but for the sake of talking your guys' ear off, I won't. I'll end it there. This has turned into just generally an update video of some sort. But yeah, FGC, it's Senpai FGC. It's not no more, but obviously there won't be any content posted on that channel, and one day it might come to the point, as I said, where things will be posted on there again. I'm not deleting the channel. It's going to stay. Everything on there is going to stay. I will be pulling some videos from there that I think are important or might be just worth reposting, and posting those onto the main channel. So expect in some part that. I don't know how much I'll be doing that. I don't know how many videos I'll be pulling. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around. As always, I appreciate you guys truly, and I'm going to try to I can speak. I went that whole time without fucking up. But yeah, I do want to thank you guys for watching and sticking around. I am going to try to fight through the burnout and just try to find a way to keep things fresh and keep on going and keep on trucking and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Subscribe to Ginger Senpai and other channel Crouch Block. Adios.